everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over what is quite possibly the best class plus weapon combination, and that is Sorcerer with Creeping Death. You get Sorcerer from Karkaroth from the bonus questline that is at the end of it, and you get Creeping Death from getting 250 wins on the Necromancer class that you get at the end of completing the Keytar bonus questline. And as soon as you do those, the main reason I'm mentioning it this week is I mentioned it in yesterday's video, but the main reason is because if you go to your rewards this week, you'll notice that there is a Arcane Death trait stone. This is the main thing holding people back from being able to fully trait a Sorcerer class because it requires 18 Arcane Death trait stones, so that's quite a bit of them. But if you had the glory to get them now, you can easily, completely, fully trait the Sorcerer class. And what are the Creeping Death in Sorcerer class? Let's see. If we go into Necromancer right here, like I said, after 250 wins, you get this. And it places Death Mark on the strongest and weakest enemy. This is very powerful, especially since on the PC mobile version of the game, Death Mark just got buffed from a 2-turn delay on Death Mark to a 0-turn delay. So Death Mark is very powerful right now. Plus it hits all enemies, which means every single magic you get additional is going to be hitting everyone. So that's an extra 20 damage just there just from the class. And if we go back now and go into Sorcerer, the main reason we need all the trait stones for is, of course, for Dark Channel. And Dark Channel is a whopping 50% chance to gain 1 magic every single turn. Basically the same as Poison, except you'll be gaining magic. So that is very, very powerful. And after several turns, you're just going to be racking up magic after magic. And with a weapon like Creeping Death, that's every single magic is a damage potential of 4 extra damage. So that starts to rack up pretty quick as it starts getting higher and higher. Plus it has Magic Link, which will be helping since you'll obviously be using a purple weapon. And you even have a higher chance for Purple Surge because it is pure purple instead of purple and another color. So let's actually show some teams that you can use with these. So let's get right into PvP, fight the 3 trophy. And let's start with number 1. And it is a full AoE team. It is Web Spinner, full AoE, Behemoth, full AoE, Creeping Death, full AoE, and 22 damage. Also, it would help if I actually switched class. That would be pretty nice. Let me go into Hero to the correct class, and we do have it for free. I was actually waiting to do this video today because I didn't want to waste 50 gems on it. 50 gems isn't that much, but change for free. And now we are the Sorcerer class. And now we can actually get into this battle. And as you can see, 22 damage to everyone. That is a lot of damage. You get an additional 2 magic 2 from setting the perk to magic instead of life. That'll give you an additional 2 magic on your weapon. So very, very powerful. Of course, yours will likely be a little bit lower if you don't have as many maxed out kingdoms. But that's still going to be a lot of damage because just from the class alone, you're getting 7 additional magic. 5 from having at level 20 and additional 2 for the perk. So very, very powerful. So we're going to try this out now. And a little bit glitch in the background there. Okay. And let's just see how it does. Yeah, pretty much Sorcerer and Archer are pretty much the best 2 classes in the game. Both very close to each other for how strong they are. And currently in the... with how Death Mark behaves, I would have to say that this weapon combo is the strongest on PC and mobile. Still very strong on console, if you want to try it there too. One other thing to note is that you can actually obtain it pretty easily, because it's not like some of the other purple weapons that might have been like event exclusive or something. All you need to do to get this weapon is 250 wins on the Necromancer class, so everyone can get it. It'll take a little bit of time. Of course, 250 wins doesn't happen instantly, but it's easily obtainable by pretty much everyone.
Mana Surge. Mana Surge.
And with this first team that we were trying out, as you saw earlier, we're using all full AoE too, so every single cast on anything that we use is going to hit all enemies. Right now I'm trying to get it so our blues will align with our browns. Excuse me, so we'll get like an extra turn or something. doesn't seem like we're getting it yet. Do keep in mind on the death mark, if you do kill something with Creeping Death, the weapon won't target the weakest because the weakest just died on the enemy team. So if you want to get a double death mark down, you'll need to make sure that both the enemies will actually survive, or at least the weakest enemy will survive. Because if at least one dies, the second death mark will not do anything, and you'll just get one. And as you just saw right there, we've been getting magic this whole time too. You know, I showed you guys at the beginning of the match we have 22 damage. Well, now it's already up to 27 because of the 5 magic that we've gained over these few turns. So it gets really, really powerful pretty quick. We're going to do a web spinner here, hope for an extra turn. We do miss it completely, but we get plenty of mana. And next cast pretty much ends it. And of course that Impervious, now protecting against that mana burn right there. And this will wipe them out. And we even got an extra turn, just in case that wasn't enough. So yeah, definitely a very strong combo. Sorcerer plus Creeping Death. And it's only 14 mana too, so it's pretty easy to fill. So let's do another match. Let's go into the second team I have here. It's actually the one I showed from yesterday's video. I just wanted to re-show it though, because it is very, very good with this. Okay, so as far as what we take first, we'd probably want to get Green Seer up to make sure we can start getting our loop between Green Seer and Web Spinner, Giant Spider going.
Mana Surge.
And this team does lack red. I believe that's the only color it's lacking. Let's see, yeah, it's the only color. But Giant Spider actually creates red if something was to die. So technically, it's not missing anything. It is and it isn't.
Mana Surge. Mana Surge.
Well, it's going to be using that Chalice. Chalice has gotten nerfed so much. It's gotten 2 nerfs in the past. Gotten another indirect nerf too recently. Now that all extra turn things take 13 gems on the board instead of 10. So that ended up nerfing quite a few things. Like that was mostly just meant for Queen Mab, but it ended up nerfing a lot of stuff that didn't need nerfing. Alright, here I'm thinking about red. I don't think any color is actually going to give an extra turn, but I need the mana. And when, like I said, we don't technically use red, so that's the best color we can possibly convert. And right now we want to try not to convert green, but if we have to, we can. And it looks like we could do yellow. Now we'll fill up our Green Seer, which we'll be able to use on brown. And then we just kind of keep looping until we can cast Creeping Death. And no good extra turns anywhere. I guess we can take the blue. Hopefully that'll be enough. And it isn't, but there is some right... Never mind, we can't take that. Well, that's not going to be enough mana. So as long as everything's taken from the board, we'll just cast the Behemoth. We're 1 purple short on that. So close. So right here, trying to find something to convert. Pretty much nothing. We could do it on purple, but that would be a somewhat bad idea. So we're actually just going to take a purple. Unfortunately, that's also a bad idea because it's going to get a bunch of greens if we do. Luckily, it's going to go to the hero first and not to Rwani. So I'm actually going to let it take a bunch of greens right here. Then I'll probably follow it up with a skull. Which isn't too big a deal against Behemoth because Behemoth gets a lot of HP from all the extra turns that we can do. So we're pretty much just going to let it take skulls a little bit here. We'll cast this, use Green Seer next turn, and kind of go from there. And as you can see, now we get 2 death marks. Or, we would have gotten to 2 death marks. Reason we didn't here, Impervious right there, that stops death mark as well. So we weren't able to get that second one off. And even right there, you saw the Entangle tried to entangle it. But it is Impervious, so that will do nothing. And I don't think I want to give it too many more skulls. I will give it the 1. And we might actually lose our Behemoth, but that's not too big a deal because we'll just replace it with a Spider. And now we can start looping again. It'll probably use its Chalice, and I don't think there's enough green. There might be. Never mind, I'll just take the skulls. We do lose our behemoth, but it won't be a big deal. We'll just replace it next turn. Right now, actually. So it looks like we are going to have to convert out our greens. We could do it on yellow, but I don't think that's going to be enough mana. Or actually it will be, because our green seer isn't blocking. So let's do that. Do that. We get a little spider there now. As if nothing even happened. I'll take that, get a bunch of other manas. Almost got spider back up. Have to take this just to get it out of the way. And now we're pretty much in a good position to just end this match. After we just use this, use Giant Spider again, and we're pretty much good to go. He did get the Demonic Pact though, but there is a weird glitch that if you do a stats effect to a troop that you just killed, as long as it's in the same slot, it'll carry over to stats effect. So he's still death marked, even though we didn't technically death mark the Ancient Horror. So from here, red looks like the best option. We kind of use red now. It's brown that we don't use. So we'll take that, get Giant Spider almost back up. Actually, we got it back up. Take these greens so it doesn't. Take those skulls so it doesn't. We even get poison on it. And I believe that's all the moves, so just use Creeping Death again. And that's pretty much the win. Just need to get another shot off, and that will be it. Don't need the greens anymore, so we might as well convert it. And that'll be the end for them. And we got it up to 32 damage to all enemies by the end of that too. It can start, Sorcerer plus any purple weapon really starts getting to a lot of damage pretty quick. And Creeping Death is just currently the best weapon you can possibly use with it. So let's do one more battle to end it out with. You probably already saw it earlier since it was the main team I was using earlier. I mostly got this so we could counter things like Great Mauls. It's also a lot cheaper to build. The only thing that is really here that's expensive is Gorgotha, but you can replace that out with pretty much anything. Like a red any other color, maybe in a red purple or something up there. But I mostly just got this for the Dust Devil, who's doing full AoE as well, but just to mix up the with the Empowered, just to make sure if there's a Maul or something up front, we'll be able to bring it to the back, which isn't really applicable for this team, but at least we won't have to worry about a Gorgotha tanking for them. We can kind of just bypass that. So we'll of course take any extra turns that we can see, and then just push him right back. Make sure he doesn't do anything. He might actually go for those purples, and I'm gonna take this because he'll go for the skull next turn, so we'll take that. And we get plenty of mana from him, and he'll just waste his turn doing the skulls actually. So that works out pretty well for us, and now we can just start messing up his team. Putting on 2 death marks. We even got the first turn death mark. That was possible from the 2.01 update. They completely removed the 2-turn grace period on it, and there's zero grace period on it. So even from the very first turn, before you have a chance to cleanse it, there is a 10% chance that it'll kill. So very powerful death mark is now. You just thought we got an instant kill there for basically just casting our ability, normal ability that was already powerful to begin with. So let's just shuffle them up a bit, just in case Web Spinner decides to do anything. A lot less damage if we put one of the other 2 up front, especially since he's about to cast its ability soon, which is going to be 3 times skull damage, since he can poison any of our allies. And there we go with Creeping Death again. That's pretty much going to be the game when we cast it. He'll waste his turn going for the skulls. And right now, we didn't get another magic, but still, 25 damage. That's a lot of damage. And we got another first turn death mark. Very powerful. And now we'll just explode him, and that's already the game. We instantly killed 2 troops on the first turn with death mark. Even if they had cleansed, they couldn't have cleansed it. Death mark is definitely very powerful right now, and Creeping Death is currently the only thing that places more than 1 death mark in the entire game. So definitely a build to consider. Buy a bunch of those Spider Knight packs and get your Sorcerer class upgraded. Get those 250 wins on Necromancer. Get that weapon and start trying it out. It's really good in early game, late game, pretty much any part of the game, because that full AoE just does work. Those death marks have a chance, as you saw, to kill on the very first turn. Plus there's a chance every turn after until it cleanses that it could potentially kill a troop instantly. So very strong combination to consider. Put it with like a giant spider or green slime, pretty much anything that creates a bunch of purple, and you're pretty much set to go against pretty much any team. As long as you don't have too much impervious, you're pretty much good to go. So that'll wrap it up for this video. Leave a like if it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.